I was reading the book of Genesis the other day and I came across this section which really impressed on me. The genius of God. The genius of God. I mean, he is God. He's got to be a genius, right? And when he created the world and then created humankind and animals and fish and birds and reptiles and so on, he put a formula in place for procreation. And we get a glimpse of it just from this passage in Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created him. And so God blessed them and said to them, Adam and Eve, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Fill the earth and subdue it. So God said, look, I'm creating you in such a way, Adam and Eve, that you guys can come together and procreate. So you can come together and create other human beings. And it took an Adam and an Eve, a male and a female. And this formula is still the same today. You know, it's never changed. The only way we can procreate in the world we're in is through a man and a woman coming together to have a child, the male and the female. And it's true in every other species. If you look at nature, you know, it takes a male and a female in the mammal kingdom, or in the reptile kingdom, or in the fowl kingdom, or in the sea. You know, a male and female coming together to create life and procreation. And, you know, there's no distinction in the Bible. It talks later in the next chapter about Adam and Eve, God taking a rib and making Eve. But it also says something else in here, that God establishes before we're born what we're going to be. In fact, in science, we know that. When we test your chromosomes, you're either XX or XY. You're either male or female. You know what's interesting too? There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Regardless of how you feel or you know, or think about this, your chromosomes are set in the very first moment when that sperm and egg come together and the zygote is formed. Your DNA is put in place, and you are either a male or a female. And if you need to wonder what you are, then I would suggest you go and do a DNA test, because that will not lie. That will tell you exactly who you are, no matter what you do, what effort you employ. There's nothing you can do to change your basic DNA as either a male or a female. And listen, what's important too to understand is procreation, which is having children or offspring to replenish the planet, has to be through this mechanism of these two different DNAs coming together in a moment to produce offspring, or to procreate, to create children. So I don't know if you've thought about it that way or not, but listen, our God is a genius, and he put something in place in nature, not just with human beings, but with all creatures, the birds and the reptiles and the fish and the animals and the insects, to procreate by bringing a male and a female together. And quite frankly, there's no other way. There's absolutely no other way to procreate, to replenish the earth. I'm just sharing this with you because maybe you need to think about it. Maybe you need to get your mind around this, to understand the fullness of God's creation and his genius, which has been going on for millenniums. And you know what? It's going to continue, regardless of what people think or say or do. Regardless, God's way will be in place till the last day of this planet. I hope this has helped you in understanding the art of procreation / the genius of God. Listen, if you want to reach out to me and share your thoughts, you can do that at my website, paulteskiministries.com, or give me a comment on Facebook. I'll be happy to respond to you. I'm doing this for your sake, to teach you, to help you understand God's will and plan for your life, and for those in your pathway, your sphere of influence. And again, reach out to me. I'm here for you. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Amen? And all God's people said, amen.